Hi everyone, this is Sayaka and Joscha. Welcome to a new episode of our mini sequence in 3 steps. Today the sequence is mainly about a backwards boleo in Contra, and we have some ochos in there too, so it's gonna have a nice flow in general.
Right, as usual we go through it in 3 steps. All the techniques you will find in our other videos, but there's also some details that we always give you in this class.
So grab your partner and let's get started. Show you the entire sequence first, so you know what you're up for.
Watch the other angle. And that's it.
Short, has everything in it. Let's get started.
Right, we start with step number 1. And step number 1 today will be a little bit unusual because we go right to an exercise that is not in the whole sequence in total. We will do backwards ochos with a contra boleo.
Step 1 looks like this.
Ocho, ocho, boleo, and out. Alright, most of you will probably know the backward ochos. So what we want to pay attention to now is that we have a clear timing. I will show you once for the proposers what we are doing. Step together, I change my weight, pivot her, so she stays on her right foot, and then, now very important that we always touch the floor with our weight in the ball of the foot at the same time. Step, pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step, and back. As you saw, there's one moment where I change my direction. So we are in the backward ocho, and always try to pay attention to the timing. It's the transfer of axis and then the rotation of my partner, with me working in my base leg. Step, rotate, step, rotate. Now in the last one, when I'm on my right, while she's rotating, I'm going to take a new step, but it's not going to go here, but around her axis. Like this, she will get to the boleo. So it's the step, and I return immediately, and we are in a forward ocho.
It's like a little rebound for the proposers in the end.
Yes.
Really get on one leg and go back to where you came from in a circular movement. Let's check out the steps for the interpreters.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So we have side, a pivot back, back step, pivot, back step, pivot, back step, pivot, back step, collect, boleo, forward step, and the end. Just some details here for techniques. When I do the backward ochos or the backward pivot in general, I really try to generate it from the ribs first and not try to generate it from the shoulder. The shoulder movement is a consequence, but really try to have this circularity for the pivot in the embrace. That means when you first enter already, see that here, the first movement happens here, in this part, very nice. And I don't try to make it happen here. Yes, so it's a lot smaller, a little bit deeper, and I bring it to my legs. Then it's very important to arrive to my axis before I pivot. Very often we try to pivot before or if we went over our axis. So really try to feel your alignment here and think of a cylinder of your axis and your circularity is around this cylinder. Yes.
But you are inside even, if
you
think
inside.
like the other way.
Okay, exactly. Very nice. And if we go to Boleo, can we do Boleo? We pivot, and here, this arm, the right arm of mine, has to really relax. If I start pushing here, I'll push myself out of axis. So, relax your shoulder and your elbow down and receive your partner's axis. Axis, and come back. So far, so good?
Alright, that's the details. That is the crucial program for practicing Boleos in Contra and the timing. Don't try to make it perfect in the first moment. You do it, and time-wise, like after a few repetitions, you will notice where you need energy, where you need less energy, and try to stay soft as always.
We show it one more time, this step, and we make the summary. Yeah?
Step, 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 and step.
Good. Summary.
For the proposers, make sure that you step on time. So always bring your axis into the step at the same time as your partner. We want to have it in one moment that we arrive on the axis and she can pivot. Then for the Boleo, make sure that you're going around the axis and return. And don't push from your hands. Be sure that moving all your weight around her axis is enough to produce the contra and let it absorb in her body. Don't push from your arm an extra.
Interpret this. Same as for the proposers. We try to be in a synchronized,
I think so.
Stepping. So we don't want to step before or after. So really try to connect to your partner then. Yes, that's the first very important step. Then, second, the spiral starts in the ribs, in the lower ribs, not in the shoulders. So really the beginning for the back pivot starts in the lower ribs and then the hips and standing leg follows. Third, arrive to your axis before pivoting. In the back archer, especially after the back step, we tend to pivot too early or too late. So really make sure you arrive into your axis, find your alignment, and you try to pivot around this axis, imagining a cylinder. All right.
For the detailed Boleo technique, look for our Boleo bodywork classes. Yes.
All right. We go to step number
2. And here starts now the sequence. Let's put the Boleo aside and work a little bit in the sequence. Easy, plain. We will explain to you what happens. First, for the proposers. I do a forward step, slightly open, so I can arrive in a cross. And I again make sure that we get into the floor at the same time. So while she crosses, I come to my right. Then I leave her on my right side and let her pivot in a forward ocho with dissociation towards her. Then we come here, she's a little bit in front of me, arrive on the foot, and we can continue moving. Maybe the other side, other angle, so you can see it from the side. We have been walking around and then step, cross, pivot for her, and she's on my right side. When I arrive, I give her rotation from my spine, from my whole torso. Then lead her a little bit in front of me with the next forward step, like this Americana idea. Let her arrive, pivot, and we continue.
For us, interpreters, it's basically forward ochos, but on one side of our partner, not in front of him. So this is a little bit tricky. We start with
Let's do it this way so they can see you.
yeah. We start with a backwards cross, normal, right?
It's a forward cross.
Sorry, a cross, a normal
Backward
cross.
step and then cross.
There we go. We change the weight to our left, and here I'm a little dissociated here already, and I feel that I will not step in front, but on the outer side of my partner. Good. I collect, get into axis, the same as in the backwards pivot. The ribs start, the hips and the base leg follow. And here we arrive. Make sure that you're not falling into the back to be with your partner. It's all about dissociation here. So belly button gets in, ribs towards my partner, and we step, we arrive, and we continue. The most important for me in this forward ochos is basically that when I step, imagine my partner is here on this side, that when I step, I don't do this too early. Yes, I don't rotate my hips too early. So we have the step where the hips looking to one side and my upper body is looking to the other, and then the pivot comes. Yes?
You're stepping with the right first forward, so I will be like in relation to the proposers, it will be the other foot, it will be the right forward.
It's the same on both sides.
Exactly.
So we have the right forward, the hips are still looking towards the front step, not towards him, but my upper body is towards him, and there is where the pivot starts. And the same on the other side now. I step, and can you see that my hips are not rotated yet? I really try to make a step forward and then make a pivot.
Summary step number 2 for the proposers. Get into the cross in parallel system. When you put your right foot down and she wants to pivot, always really get your weight into the floor. Then make sure you pivot her just enough that she can pass your body for the first movement. Give her pivot from your torso and keep your torso rotated while your pelvis is going forward in a clear line, but she should be slightly ahead of you. Alright? Then again arrive, pivot, and you're done. Interpreters.
Interpreters. After the first cross that we do, we change the weight to our left, we pivot, our partner is slightly in a diagonal from us, he's not right in front of us. And from there we do 2 ochos. So we have 1 forward ocho and we make sure that our hips staying in line, our pelvis staying in line with the step direction. Our upper body already is rotated with our partner. Really arrive into your axis again and pivot. The same in the next step. It's a little bit harder the second one because your partner is more behind you. So very important in the second ocho is that we don't stay like this because our partner is behind us. It's like really close your ribs and rotate, dissociate. This is a bit harder. And be soft in your knees to really ground your hips down. Okay? So far, so good.
Alright.
That was step number 2.
Yes. Ready for step number 3. And now we're going to integrate the exercise from the beginning with step number 2. So let's see how it looks. Alright, what has changed? We basically do step number 2, but there is a slight change. Look. For the proposers. As we had it, she pivots. Now she's slightly in front of you, and here we try to really get our weight between the feet so that the movement doesn't end at all in the front foot, but that we are first between the feet and comfortable. Yeah, knees soft, hip joints soft. Then proposers, step around her in a way that you're not influencing her movement, and then let her come towards you while standing up a little bit. Then you go into your base foot, send her with the forward step of yours, give her a pivot, go around and come back. Right? Very important is there that you take your time to figure out from this Americana thing in how you get around without moving her, that she will not be taken into the front yet. And then when you are around her, you can receive her into her foot and send her with the next step through the floor, going around, boleo, and there's the exercise that we did in the very beginning.
Let's do it one more time for the proposers.
So we get here.
After step.
Yes.
2. Mm-hmm.
Then I come around, I don't take her with me, I slide around in the embrace, here. Now, into the floor and send her from the lower body, from the feet, going around and back. There are 2 moments of going around and around her axis. It's a little bit of this movement like rebounds, right? But pay attention to where she is and don't try to influence with your arms too much. Hands are soft.
Interpreters for us. After step 2, we basically land here in the middle a little bit, right? So really ground yourself down. And now what I feel in Joscha is he's moving around, so I follow him with my upper body, but I'm not really doing anything with my legs here. So really make sure you're grounded, you're calm, breathe, relax, meditate, and feel where your partner is going. He's going here. From here, when he closes, I feel that I have to close too. This is the only thing that happens. From this moment dissociated, he goes around, I get to an almost associated position, and I close my legs. And from here, really use your standing leg. We exaggerate, right? But we use the standing leg to step back. Again, arrive, and then it's step number 1. He goes around me, he steps to the other side, and we go into a forward step. Again, relax the elbow in the boleo, receive his whole axis moving around you. In the last step, in this combination, for us, it's crucial to really feel the separation, upper and lower body, and relax. Relax in the lower body. If there's nothing to do, don't do steps. Don't go ahead of time. Really try to feel when is the timing, what he's addressing, upper or lower body. Okay? So let's see one more time. Maybe like this, okay, they can see me, yeah? After the second step. Step number 2. Right here.
So I'm here. Right.
So this is where step number 2 finishes. Going around me. I close with him. I do a back step, following him, boleo, and forward step.
Right. Try to figure that out. We give you the most important details now. Summary
Of step number 3.
for the proposers. Make sure to figure out in how to slow down and stop your movement in this Americana position. Yes? From there, relax your embrace. Go around and then from your center, bring your feet together so that she can arrive in her axis. Go into your base foot, send her from your base foot and start going around. You need to arrive going around so that she starts pivoting. While she pivots, you go into the counter direction, return and out.
Mic drop.
Yes, for the interpreters.
For the interpreters. As we said, here the most important is to really understand when the movement is connecting to your upper body and when it implies your lower body moving. So in this step 3, the most important thing is also to have this position in the front step and to be very grounded. If you push out, every movement in your upper body will bring you to a step or a movement. So in this case, if you're grounded very well, like pelvis down, sit bones down, your upper body can move without having the necessity for the lower body to join. Yes, so really separation of rotation in upper body and then movement in lower body. Second thing that we had in step number 1, relax the arm to receive your partner whenever he's leading the Contra Boleo. Yes, in order not to get hurt. Very.
All right, we will do it 2 more times, once with a very slow timing, and we advise you to really try that slow timing, because there you will feel what is happening when, and also your imbalances, like in yoga, accept them, notice them, be aware, and the next time they will be gone. Let's see.
First slow and
yes,
then faster?
first slow.
Okay, let's go.
So we are in beat, beat, pivot, beat, beat, beat. You have a lot of time now. Find the music and then start again. Beat, beat and beat. Done. Right, a little bit faster and from the other angle. Timings, we leave it like that. Beat, beat and beat. Beat, 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 beat. Beat, beat and beat. Out, you are done. Beat
and beat.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for dancing with us, and we hope you enjoyed it.
If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel so we have new sequences coming out every week, and we have another series, which is the how-to series, where we address more body work,
flexibility, strength, connections. So it's no shoes body work in training your body in how to tango.
Yes, leave us a comment if you have any subjects that you want us to address in the upcoming episodes.
Let us know. We are curious.
We are very, very grateful for all the support that we get from you. Thank you so much for donating, helping us through this difficult time. So lots of love to you. Thank you. You find the information for the donations as always in the description below the video. So thank you very much.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.